I'm good. Take your time.
You're good.
We're good? Okay. All right. So Mark gives some thoughts. Like I said, it was just helpful for him to help us remember how much our ministry matters. We feel it and we see it as we talk with one another. But when you're like, I sat beside him today because I was on the floor today instead of the stage, and he's like this. Oh, during worship, and I'm like, oh, that's right. This is a real thing that sets our hearts and the hearts of our people right as we do what we're doing. So I want to say to you today, like we said, your time matters. We value your time, but this matters. So we're going to be as efficient as we can. I want to say this. In our kind of like, hey, I want to be part of the worship team. You guys saw a thing that said every 12 to 18 months we're going to have a workshop. The last workshop we had was pre-2024. It was like 2023. 2024, remember we sent out all the videos and had you guys like watch them kind of. So it's been a while. I want to tell you, a team as large as this, it is not likely that we're going to go back to having a full Saturday workshop day. We are probably going to start doing broken down meetings. Production team meeting, maybe even broken down from there. This is a lights meeting, this is a sound meeting, stage, and so we're trying to be, I guess I'm just saying, efficient as we can. Like Mark said, I need another meeting like I need a hole in my head. I know you guys don't need that either. So we're going to start to shift to that. But the big group stuff is awesome. When we're together, it kind of reminds us it does take a village, and you know, we're all doing this together. We're all part of the body. So I want to mention a couple of housekeeping things that we would kind of go through. These things do apply kind of to everybody. So I'm going to jump into that real quick. One, I want to tell the production booth, I told you guys I ordered your chairs. Your chairs are here. They are here, and we're putting them together this week, okay? Your mini fridge also came. Yay! So I put a new basket of your snacks back there, but we're going to put some waters and stuff in that little fridge for you guys as well. You can always come up to the stage, but I just wanted you to know it's here. I have thought of you and I appreciate you. In the production booth, when we say to you guys, put the cans on, you know, like, hey, we're at that 5-minute mark or whatever, put the cans on, we're starting to count down. How many do we have and how many work back there? Because I would like it for our media and I would like it for our sound guy.
There's 3 sets and only one.
There are 3?
Yeah, there's one for the sound with cell zone with both headphones.
Okay, so do we need lighting people? Would you guys like to have, I don't know if we need them on lights.
No, I really don't think so.
Okay, so what I want to say is I wanted to make sure we have what we need. I want to make sure that our sound and our media people are aware of when to put them on. So you can have one off, whatever, but we want you to be able, let's do our like level best when that, especially when the countdown starts, but you guys eyeballs to the stage. Because often, as you guys have noted, somebody is standing over there speaking into the MD mic, but people are kind of like still doing, and I get it, we're still kind of doing setup or whatever. So somebody between media and sound, make sure you've got your lights, even if it's a light guy, you're looking up front and we're going, you know, hey, you know, make sure that we're communicating as a group back there, okay? So just, we're gonna make more intention about getting the cans on. Rich?
Do they make headphones that only cover one ear?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think it's a
I think-
stereo headphone jack. I think there's not a stereo. It's only has one.
I think, okay,
I just,
Line of jack.
I can
Okay.
sometimes think when I'm up there, it'd be good to have one
okay.
also listening.
I think just we just lift it or pull it down.
Yeah.
Okay? But the bigger thing is this. I will get you all new headphones if you'll get them on. Okay? Like right now it's just that. We just got to be intentional about getting them on and being ready to go. We'll write the countdown. Okay? All right, so thank you for that. I just want to make sure we have what we needed. This is for everybody across the board. Please, I'm going to mom ya. Please pick up after yourselves. Okay? This is stage all the way to the back. When we come in and clean, we are going to come in, we're going to clean up all the papers, we're going to reset the room, that's all kind of normal. But bottled waters and trash and pencils and markers, and it's just kind of everywhere. What you use, just put it back. We have pencil holders in the back, we have a place for everything. So let's just like step up a little bit into the good citizen of the team, okay? Stage team. when you guys are using the packs, vocals, I think you guys are stellar at this, but we have a new vocal. Ben last week is a new vocal on our team. And I realized, oh yeah, we never really talked about putting things away. So make sure you're plugging your packs back in when you leave. When we have new team members come in, and Lord willing, we're going to grow this team as we get ready for 3 services. Just remember, put your headsets back, plug them in. If you're using the wireless packs, take your in-ears with you. Put them in your bin. This week, everything in the bin is getting relabeled, so we'll have correct names and everything on there. You'll have your names. That's happening on Tuesday. And then put your packs back, like right behind on the stage there in the back. There's that spot for those 4 packs, okay? So just kind of put your things away. The other reason I want to say this, also plug back in the little mini iPads. If you're using an iPad instead of your phone, make sure it's plugged back in and charging before we leave. That's for the monitoring. I think most of you are using phones right now, okay? The reason I want to say this about the stage team is the youth team has started like upping their game a little bit with worship, which is awesome. Dustin is one of the youth leaders, and they are doing live worship kind of regularly on Sunday nights. So along with that, you cannot leave your gear anymore, okay? If you're an electric guitar or acoustic, you've got your stuff here, you got to get it off the stage, please. Please get it off the stage before youth group, okay? We have a bassist, a team who's a bassist. We have a team who's an acoustic guitar. We have a team who's vocal. Sometimes Dustin plays the keyboard. So we want these guys to be like, yes, like start right now, getting into this like habit of what this feels like. We're actually going to talk about getting in-ears for them that they can play with a click. Or we're like this because guess what? This is the training ground right now to join the grown-up team in a couple of years, okay? So please, if you are somebody who didn't stick around and you've left, come back and get your stuff. Please clear it off of the stage as best you can, as often as you can remember, okay? All right, I want to talk about Planning Center, a couple of reminders. Block out reminders include lots of information. They are not just like, oh yeah, here's the reminder to block out. I don't think I have any dates, okay, I'm good to go. Open the block out reminders that Kylie sends out. Inside there, you will find all of those things. Midweek rehearsals, Thursday night. Sometimes we've had a 6 o'clock rehearsal, which is, we're not trying to do all kind of variables, but from time to time, it does change. So when she says, hey, we're scheduling the next 8 weeks, that block out will have most of the time information. Sometimes it's like, it's wild, but there's nothing new. It's just a regular Saturday night for 8 weeks in a row. So when we get around like to Christmas time and stuff, some of the production booth, your schedules look different. Who we need for certain things looks different. So when you're getting those block out reminders, you please open them. And then let's figure out what your blockouts actually are and aren't, okay? If you are somebody who has trouble blocking out dates, please do not leave today until you get help. It's kind of like don't leave today until you know that you're going to heaven when you die. Please don't leave. I mean, I'm telling you, we've gotten random blockouts for a Thursday or a Monday. And I'm like, somebody's not working out their blockouts correctly. They're not sure what we're doing. If you're not sure, please don't leave. Or if you're like, that was weird. That's not what I thought I was doing. I thought I was blocking out blah, blah, blah. Please talk to myself or Kylie or probably somebody at your table who most of you guys are getting your blockouts done, okay? We do schedule 8 weeks at a time. It used to be 12 weeks at a time. You guys, probably some of our veterans remember that. We do 8 weeks at a time. Yes, we know that that is a little while. It requires that you guys look ahead. It requires that you talk to your people. You look at your calendars. Sit down. I used to have somebody on the team that would say, hey, just send this all to my wife. They keep my schedule. Nope, not going to do that. Your wife isn't on our team, okay? You're on the team. So I'm asking you, nobody has done that in this room. You are responsible for your schedule, okay? But it might mean that you need to sit down, look at your calendar, sit down with your wife, your spouse, your work, look at your stuff. Look at what you have in front of you, and then block those dates out, okay? A while ago, we switched over to sending all of our emails through Planning Center. So if you are getting your notifications on Planning Center, you are getting the blockout request and any communication we send. So make sure it's toggled on or whatever it is that you're like, I have something coming from Planning Center. Make sure that you are opening those, reading those, okay? Conflicts arise. We know this, but as Mark said, he kind of said it to me. Dana, we are not a swap culture. And I was like, okay. And I thought, yes, I am with you on that. But the way he said it, I thought, you're right. He said, we cannot be, not with a team like this. And it's because he has watched the labor over, this piece worked this way because this piece worked this way. With tracks, more often than not, if you have something come up that is an emergency or a conflict, we are probably going to put your part in on the track. That's most likely what we're going to do. What we're not going to do is ask somebody who has checked their calendar, checked with all their people, checked with their bosses, blocked out their dates, practiced and prepped. We're not going to ask them to set that all aside and fill in a gap because something you either missed or something came up. That's what we're not going to do. We're talking about the swapping. We're not going to do it. Once we send out the schedule, we're asking that you accept your dates. You guys have no idea. When that little green check mark comes through, confirm, 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 I'm like, oh, that helps us go, okay, now we're set for the weekend. And we know you're set for the weekend because you've seen your stuff, you're confirmed, we know you're in there. If you are waiting and waiting and waiting, I'm just going to say it like this. Why? Why? Without being snotty. Why? Because if you're like, well, I'm not sure I can do that date in 3 weeks, or so I haven't accepted it, you should have just blocked that date out. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to be, I'm just saying for this many people, please, if you've blocked them out, you've accepted your thing, you've looked at your calendar. Now, you're home with pneumonia, please do not show up in the building. That is a different situation. Or you had something, we've had this happen. Somebody's boss is like, you're getting on a plane and going tomorrow. You often don't have a choice. I understand that. When Mark talks about if this is always the thing that goes, that's something that you're going to ask the Lord, between you and the Lord. There are some things that you do not have an opportunity to get away from. That's going to come up. That's life, okay? But when an emergency comes up, it's likely going to be the tracks that cover your part, or we will ask somebody potentially to cover your spot, but we're not going to be like, and we're going to swap you to here and them to there and all that, okay? So that's kind of the, Mark used to say to me, you know why you're not starting on time? Because you're not starting on time. I was like, well, I'm waiting for people to arrive. Nope. When it's time to start, you start. And then pretty soon, and you guys aren't late. You people aren't late. But it took us a while. It took us a while to be like, okay, no, we actually are starting when we say we're going to start, and that shift has happened. So we're kind of like, this shift has to happen with us, that we're not just kind of in or out. Maybe I'll see, I might accept it, I might not, I might confirm it, I might not. Please don't do that to us, okay? If you would be so kind, that would be compassionate for you to accept your dates when we send those out, okay? Questions on that stuff? Kylie, anything to add? Okay, now I feel like y'all got your lashes, so thank you, and thank you for your kindness in that. That helps us. Okay, so on to new stuff. Okay, here's the caveat, or maybe the mantra I'd like to start with. Everybody take a deep breath in and exhale. This is the mantra. Do not freak out, okay? Do not freak out. You can write it. I put papers there. I do want you to do this. If you are like, oh, that sounds funny, or oh, I have a question, write it down. There's papers and pens in the middle of the table. Write it down, because I promise you, before you leave, we will answer your questions as best we can. But you might be like, oh, that's not going to work. Oh, how are we going to do that? That's not possible. As I'm talking, write it down. Dana's crazy. This won't work. Go ahead, and we will come back. You already got that part, Josh? Perfect. You guys got it. So that there's no really good way to kind of build little by little, and each thing kind of makes sense on the next thing. So it's just going to be like out with it all at once. It's all coming, and then I promise you, we're going to try to sort it. It's like a like that Connect 4. The little thing will fall into place, okay, as we go. All right. So here we go. I believe October 2nd is the first Sunday of the month. Somebody can check my calendar. Somehow I think it's October 2nd. Is that correct? I think that will be our first Sunday of adding a third service. I'm sorry, 4th? Thank you, Kara. October 4th, okay? Should be our first Sunday. Now, maybe leadership says, nope, we're going to hit it on the 11th. That's okay, but we're going to be ready for the 4th. The service times will be 8:30 to 9:30, 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Listen, y'all can even write this stuff down, okay? We're going to come back to it, but you'll be in the loop. 11:30 to 12:30. They will still be 1-hour services each. They will still have 30 minutes apart, okay? Here's a little confusion. On Easter, the last couple of years, we've had 3 services, and those times are not going to be our long-term 3 service times. We have an 8 o'clock, a 9:30, and an 11. That's for Easter. Some of you all have been scheduled for Easter. You already know those. This is not going to affect that, okay? 8, 9:30, and 11. That's because it's Easter, all right? Ongoing, long-term, it's all early. It's all too early. But 8:30, 10 o'clock, and 11:30. Those are going to be our 3 service times, okay? There's some things we believe will change, and this is what one of them is. Your time commitments will change. I kind of feel like the devil is heaven. If you choose to accept this mission, these are some things that will change. I'm going to tell you right now, any of you have a right to say, this is more than I feel I can do. This is not what I believe God is calling me into. If you do it, prepare to have your houses egged. I will come around myself. I'm just kidding. But I mean, for real, this is, as we know, we are all volunteers in this. But when we talk about what we are going to do, this is what you're looking at, and I want you to kind of have it, like Mark said, 7 months ahead of time. Okay? Your time is going to change. For the stage team, if you play an instrument or sing, this is what you will be doing. You will be serving all 3 services. Okay? For the production team, it's going to look like this. Somebody will be scheduled at each position for services 1 and 2, and somebody else will be scheduled to serve at 3. Okay, we've broken it down like that, and you're like, oh, that sounds good. We have a reason, and we're going to do it. That's where our break will be. For 1, how much time that is kind of what you're already doing right now. Okay, a little bit more. So services 1 and 2 will be 1 technician, and then service 3 will be a technician on every part in the production booth, okay? Your call time will change. We're going to get real official. Your call time is the time we actually start, okay? You need to be here and ready to go. If you are stage team for first service, media and sound. Stage, media, and sound. So if that's you, it will be an hour and a half before the first service. Okay? Starting in October, with service times being 8:30, write it down, Rob. 8:30, 10, and 11:30. This is why you bring your wife. 1 hour and 30 minutes. We still have an hour and 30 minutes between. So we are looking at being ready to go. Stage, media, sound at 7 a.m. We're going to come back to the end time for your commitments on any given Sunday. We're coming back, okay? We will be off the stage at 8:10, so we can go to prayer huddle at 8:15. I'm sorry, 8:15 to 8. Am I saying it wrong? 8:10 is prayer huddle now. 8:15, and then we've got that. So the same kind of time, okay? It gives us an hour and 10 minutes to be fully prepped for the service, okay? We're going to talk about it. More rehearsal. Hang tight. We're coming back to this, okay? The call time for broadcast and lighting, if you are scheduled for first service, will be 7:30. 7:30 a.m., okay? I'm going to come back to what you'll be setting up for first and second services and what will be the responsibility of the third service. Okay, so some of this is going to shift. Now, I'd like to say, if we have 100% participation, plus we grow our teams, pray for more musicians, pray for more technical people to join our team.
Ask your friends.
Ask your friends, have them join us. You, Lord willing, will all be people who are scheduled for both time slots. So you'll need, in the production booth, to know what does a third service look like for broadcast, and what does a service 1 and 2 look like, okay? For stage, like I said, you guys are in for all 3, okay? You don't have options unless you drop off the stage. All right? We're gonna come back to that. For production volunteers, if you're scheduled for the 3rd service, your call time will be 10:30 a.m. And I'm gonna circle back as to why it's 10:30 when service starts at 11:30, okay? We're gonna talk about that, all right? So that's some changing. The commitment's changing, the time, how long we're involved, the call times, some song sets. Song sets are probably changing. We are likely gonna do 4 songs instead of 5. Everybody do the sad face. We might be able to do some partial songs, or sometimes we can get 5 songs in a set. Our target is probably hard 24 minutes, 22. I wrote in my notes, I'm watching the pastor, 20 to 22. He kind of went like that, so we'll take that as a, we have to be done because we have to be serious about the 60-minute service. We don't have even like our extra that we kind of tend to go over. We kind of do it and we can get away with a little bit. Why can't we go over it? Kids' classes are packed. The parking lot is packed, the in and out. The bathrooms are packed between services. Basically, our building is too small. So we have to be like, we're not messing around at 60 minutes. And if anybody runs over, it's going to be his fault. It's not going to be ours. If that's okay. I'm okay. God knows, that's okay. But it's not going to be because we ran into the time. And once in a while, I've heard that we've run into his time. I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard it before. So, song sets may change a little, okay? Okay, on another change, and this is something that we're hopeful for. We are hopeful for this to happen. We would like to give you back your Saturday nights. Meaning we would be going forward in the fall with no rehearsals. Now, freak out, except remember the mantra, okay? On its face, that feels scary. That feels scary for a lot of reasons. Will we be competent? Will we be ready? Will we feel like can we run an efficient rehearsal in 70 minutes on a Sunday morning? We think we can. I think we can. Okay? We're going to go with silver lining on this. I think we can do it. Okay?
We used to at the fire.
Yeah, that's right, Kath. We certainly did. We certainly did.
Also set up the church, so.
That's right. So, in addition, a no rehearsal worship team, it just kind of rubs against the core value of one of the things that we believe in deeply, which is community and fellowship and relationship and sharing and prayer and devotions and God's word. Like, those are kind of core things that we have held on to. There are plenty of churches who don't do a rehearsal. They prep on their own. They come in on a Sunday morning. That's okay. I've never had a stone to throw over that. We have kind of held on to this as a core value because of the bigger picture. Not so much because I don't think musician-wise or even tech-wise we couldn't pull it off. But it was shift. And we think that those things that's always been very super, super valuable. So I believe that we have a solution for these issues, okay? Time for rehearsal and time spent together. As teammates, we recognize the importance of community. So I'm going to talk about the community part first, and we're going to get to the preparation part, okay? For regular prayer and devotions, this is what's going to happen. We will plan to meet in Mark's office during the message of the second service. Okay? Why the second service? We chose it. Also, we expect it will be the fullest service on a given Sunday. So getting a few of us out of there is probably helpful. Okay, there's some other reasons that you can ask me about but that's our plan. We will meet in Mark's office for about 20 to 25 minutes max, because, we'll come back to this, but on those days, the people who have exited the booth do have to get back into their spot. Some of you won't get a chance to exit the booth. We'll talk about that, okay? So that's our plan to continue devotions, okay? Now, let's break this down. The stage team will be here from 7 o'clock on. So this is what it would look like. Let's say for Emily, she's a vocalist this day. She gets here at 7. She's ready. She's going to serve for worship. She's going to sit in the first service. She's going to serve for a second service, meet for devotions in Mark's office. Serve for the third service, and then she could peace out. Like we used to say, hey, don't leave if you can't. If you don't need to leave, stick around for 2. But at this point, you guys are good to go. If you're a vocalist or stage, you've been here since 7 a.m. That means, you love this place so much, you can stick around. It's fine by us. But so the back end time for a stage team member is around noon each week. Okay, that is a 5-hour commitment any given Sunday. So that is a lot. That is a lot. Right now, you're committing to about 3 to 3.5 hours on a Sunday as a stage team member, plus anywhere from an hour and a half-ish to 3 hours on a Saturday night. So in some ways, we are doing the trade-off. The difference is it's just a lot all at one shot, okay? So that's why we're really hoping to work this out with the no rehearsals. For broadcast and lighting, scheduled for first and second service. Let's say Steve is on for first and second service. You will do what you do all during 1 and all during this worship of 2, and then you can join us for devotions, because once the lights are on that last, now the sermon lighting is up, barring something cuckoo, there shouldn't be a reason that it would need to be manned, okay? You can join us. Broadcast, you can also join us, okay? The broadcast, your guys' start and end times are going to vary from the stage in that you don't have to arrive until 7:30. Broadcast and lighting don't have to arrive until 7:30. You can leave after second service devotions, which is going to be about 11 a.m., okay? So you are giving a 3.5 hour commitment. Still not nothing. That's still a lot. We're still serving, okay? Third service, if you are scheduled, let's say John is scheduled, or, okay, let's go back to lighting. Landon, you're scheduled for third service the same day that he's on. You're going to come at 10:30. You're going to start with devotions. When you get here, your commitment starts with devotions in Mark's office. Then you're going to get up in the booth, get things ready for the 11:30 service, okay? So that's kind of the overview of what those things look like. I want to say a side note for broadcast, we're going to follow up on what look at broadcast people, what this is going to look like, but in a nutshell, if you're on for first and second, you'll be turning on all the monitors to the building, everything that's running in-house. You're going to record the sermon at the first service now, and during second service, put up the podcast. So that's going to shift. I think what we've been doing is we recorded the first. I guess we do that. We recorded the first, put it the second. That's going to be yours. That's going to be your jobs. But you do not have to do anything on the live. The actual live stream is going to be done by the guy scheduled for third service. Okay? They'll be setting up the live stream for social media, going live, interacting on the comments, all the stuff that you guys are currently doing. Okay? So it is going to look a little different depending on which service you're scheduled at. Okay, we're trying to take some of the load. You're here, you're doing it, you're uploading the podcast, but then third service guy is arriving in time for devotions, 10:30, getting into the booth, getting everything edited and set, ready to go, all the restream stuff into the socials. Okay? If you have any questions or thoughts, you guys can write those down. Okay? Let me come back to media and sound. If you're scheduled for first and second, let's say Rick is on for first and second service. I hate this, but the media and sound, let's say it's you, Rich, who are scheduled for first and second service won't be able to join us for devotions that day. Okay? Because you guys, as we know, are still needed during the sermon. Mark's mic goes funky, there's feedback in the house, you're still involved with scripture, like the end muse, all of the stuff that's happening. So on a given Sunday, you won't be able to join us for devotions. However, since these positions will shift as we're scheduling, let's say Tori is on for media on third service, she can arrive at 10:30. She participates in devotions that day. Maybe the next week she's scheduled for 1 and 2, but Rick is not. He can come for devotions. Okay? So that's kind of, for sound, we don't have a lot of option, except You guys are kind of the staples in the booth. We need to keep you there. Just write anything down, Rich, okay? Just write it down, we'll come back to it. Okay? So that's not ideal. It's the best that I think we can work out for now, okay? The last thing on community and fellowship aspect of the team. So that's the devotions part.